Hey, thanks for checking out this Lego project with me. I spent about a year and a half building this Lego city, and it's a 250-year time lapse from the start of the city to what the city would look like now. Here's the overall view, and here we have a reverse time lapse of the landscape, beach, and mountains all being deconstructed, but I thought it was a fun shot to include. I wanted to include a landscape that went all the way from the ocean with a beach, some beautiful green landscape, all the way up to mountains and kind of snow-covered peaks. And this little red block there, that's the first farm. As you can notice, they're starting to get their field in order, and just keep in mind of that for kind of a reference point throughout. And that brown cylinder building was my Native American type first building. And here we can see after the first go of the time lapse kind of how the city is starting to evolve. They're along the rivers, they're making do with the good crops for different farm areas, and kind of building buildings around the trade and agriculture that's going on. We can see the city starts to expand. Starting to build some buildings down by the beach. And there's a stadium there in the center too. That's also a good reference point when you watch the video to kind of see how the city develops. So there start to be a downtown. So this would be like 1960s. I was thinking the Chrysler Tower is kind of that white and gray skyscraper that's kind of sitting in the middle of the city. Either that or the Empire State Building. I got inspiration from New York City when they would have one of those first skyscrapers. That would kind of be the focal point of the city. And here we can see the time lapse. The downtown starts to grow more. There on the right, all those colored buildings, that reminds me of San Francisco and all of those fun, unique buildings they build on the hills. All those white, funky UFO buildings right there would be the tech center. And if you could imagine arriving into the airport on a plane, this might be kind of what the downtown skyline might look like. So here's some, millennial condos on the beach. We see those in every city. This would be the Art Deco district, which is in a reference to Miami Beach. These blue buildings right there, I thought were like the art center and aquarium and some kind of fun little different style of architecture you wouldn't see outside of that district. And as we kind of fan over this way, here's those San Francisco style colorful housing buildings. The dark gray is the campus for the city. Here is that original farming area that we saw in the, at the very beginning. You can see they've definitely grown in trade and growth, and they have these nice new stone skyscrapers. There's the harbor and port down there in the water. There's a lot of the farming and yields that they're working on. And there's a ski resort, little red buildings down there, and those are the snow-capped mountains, equipped with a couple waterfalls and some ice hidden way up there on the mountain. There's that stadium I referenced. It's fully developed. That's the Bean, reference to Chicago. And there is suburbia, lots of just built up condos and apartments. This is a look from the tip top of the mountaintop. And this is a full uninterrupted version of the time lapse from start to finish. So think of about 250 years of how an American city would develop. That was what I was going for. The red buildings are brick, tan or stone, and then obviously nowadays we have buildings made of all different types of materials and colors. I know there's a lot going on in these time lapse, but if you rewatch it, say watch the stadium and watch the farmland and watch how everything grows around it.